I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I can't stand Sony, man. Sony, you ain't nothing, man. You ain't nothing, man. You can talk about everything about your games and this and that. I don't think nothing about Sony. I think Sony is a wannabe Microsoft. I don't care about your TVs. I don't care what else you do, Sony. I'm a hater. And a hater needs to be a hater, right? If you're a Jets fan, you better hate the Giants, right? If you're a White Sox fan, you better hate the Cubs. That's how it goes. I'm a Microsoft fanboy. I got stock in Microsoft, and damn it, I hate Sony. Take that, Sony. So y'all know my stance right now before I get into this. Sony's latest hardware release, the PS5 Pro, has generated mixed reactions. Excitement over its boosted performance, balanced by skepticism surrounding its hefty damn price tag and the necessity to have it. Because this was painted by Sony as almost a necessity console. And there were many people who received their console, and after having it next to an Xbox Series X, or next to just a standard PlayStation 5, or maybe another PlayStation 4, they felt underwhelmed. Okay? They felt underwhelmed. Hardcore gamers, as the primary audience, said that they don't know how to feel because it offers all this for $700, and they feel as though that price tag may not be worth the power that they're getting behind it. And I want to ask everyone out there, I want to ask all my Sony guys, all my PS5 guys out there, do y'all feel like the PS5 Pro with that hefty price tag, you having that system, was worth it? Now, I want to throw a caveat on top of that. Was it worth it? Putting it next to another PlayStation 5, another Xbox Series X. Was it worth it when you compare to that? And I want you to let me know. All right? I want you to let me know on that. That's a very, because that's the biggest one. I think that's what everybody's zoning in on. Like, man, I got multiple game consoles, and we're getting to the point where these leaps in gaming are not really leaps. They're not. They're just, oh, now I can get Dolby Atmos. Ooh, now I can play this on my brand new TV, and I got ray tracing. You know? The PS5 Pro launched on November 7th. It was marketed as a powerhouse for those seeking those higher frame rates, improved graphical fidelity, and advanced ray tracing capabilities. Priced at $700, the PlayStation 5 Pro aims to satisfy gaming enthusiasts who already have high-end setups and bougie-ass standards for their 4K TVs with their 120 hertz refresh rates. Okay? Yeah, we're talking to you guys. My Dolby Atmos sound is not bouncing off the ceiling properly. Oh, I didn't feel it from the ceiling. While Sony touts this console as the best option for an enhanced gaming experience, many critics argue that the upgrades might not justify this price, especially when compared to the standard PlayStation 5 already impressive performance.
Can you dig it, sucker?
I can dig this news. I can dig this news. Okay? And I took my stance, everybody, so y'all can say I'm biased if you want to. But I took my stance first. But this is the people speaking. Go out there and search on Twitter. Go look. This is the people have spoken. Now, we're going to bring MGR on in a bit, and I want MGR to give his take too. Excuse me. I want MGR to go ahead and, because this is someone who actually has a PlayStation 5 Pro. I don't. I'm a Sony hater. Now, yes, I do have a PlayStation 4 up in there. All right? PlayStation 4 Pro. Hey, shout out my boy. You know what I'm saying? I play that thing. But I'm going to say this. I had a PlayStation 5 and sold it. Spit on that thing. Not hot tooey like that with the girl. I started doing that before that, but not like that. Anyways. So, Sony's data shows that most gamers prefer performance modes that prioritize frame rates over maximum resolution. Now, this is Sony's data. I want to ask everybody out there, do you prioritize frame rates over maximum resolution? I'm going to be honest with you guys. I do. I do prioritize frame rates. Okay, I do. That might just be me. Everybody else might say, hey, I want to have a beautiful experience. For me, I prioritize frame rates, frame rates, frame rates, frame rates. So I agree with Sony on the data. That, you know what? And that's one time I agree with Sony on the data. And you know, oh, my man MGR, I see him over there. He says something that actually is pretty valid. It depends on the game. Y'all, when I play Goat Simulator, I don't give a damn about my frame rate. I want to see the beauty and the massacre of a goat flying around, right? That's what I want to see. Yes, I play Goat Simulator. I know, it's crazy. But There's certain games I'm playing, I need frame rates. If I'm playing a fighting game, I need frame rates. That frame data is important on my fighting games. If I don't got my frame rates right on a fighting game, controller might get broken. Controller might get broken. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Now, in response to this data, the PlayStation 5 Pro delivers enhanced performance pro modes that enable smoother visuals at 60 frames per second without sacrificing any detail. Meanwhile, new features like AI-based PSSR upscaling and a game boost option improve visuals on older titles and legacy PlayStation 4 games, allowing them to look sharper on modern 4K displays. Tasty. Now, I'm going to be honest, Sony, I think you did that because in the modding community, there were people who had hacked PlayStation 5s that were actually playing their PlayStation 4 games upscaled. And it was looking beautiful. They had perfect frame rates. It didn't drop one bit. Yes. Maybe that's why you're doing it. I don't know. I'm hating on Sony. I'm just a Sony hater. Sorry, guys. Sorry for all my Sony lovers. I know. My bad. Now, September of 2024 is when Sony announced the PlayStation 5 Pro, and on November 7th, it officially launched. And that's where everything promised. So you got from September to November, they built up all this hype. And then next thing you know, it releases. So people felt like we built up all this and then got let down. Got let down. Now, one thing I want to say, because I want to bring MGR in there, but the PlayStation 5 Pro, even though it is a powerhouse and it's going to push the boundaries of gaming, I'm sorry. That price tag is too high. And Sony, you have done this not once, not twice, but I believe there's 3 times in gaming history where you seem to push the envelope on the console price tag. Do you know who was the first to push the envelope on the $70 game? Who was the first one to do that? Because the $70 game is a norm now, right? Every time they push the envelope, it becomes a standard. That's a precedent, right? We need to talk about them damn precedents. Forget court cases. Who was the first person that put their game at $70? If it was Call of Duty and I'm a Call of Duty fanboy, shame on you, because that $70 allowed everyone else to come and say, hey, we're going to allow a next-gen version, $70. Instead of providing that like normal without charging us. That used to be a standard. Now there's next-gen versions for $70. Sony, this system at $700 is crazy. Crazy. Okay? Crazy to me. That's just me. Now, I want to bring in my dog, MGR. MGR, I brought you in.
Yo.
How you doing? All right.
Good.
Good. All right, MGR, man, talk to us. You got a PlayStation 5 Pro. You're one that said you're very happy with your purchase. Can you explain, like, with you more about why you happy with your purchase and give a little more background because they might not understand. I know you. You know what you're doing and you know technology. So go ahead.
Oh, to a degree. So here's the thing. First and foremost, the Pro is not for every fucking consumer out there. Straight up.
Got it.
Okay? It's, I don't want to brag and all that kind of shit. My entire home theater setup, if you were to do it in Canadian dollars and buy it at retail right now, is about $18,000 for everything. Right? That's my stereo, the projector with a 100-inch screen, so on and so forth. All right? Now you can face palm all you want. Right?
I know. I got a couple right now. I ain't even gonna do it because I got a couple right now. I'm talking shit, and I'm with you.
So again, it's to each their own. Do you care about having Dolby Atmos like I do? Right? I bought my house and I said the first thing I'm doing is Dolby Atmos. Now, let's be real here. The PS5 had 3D audio, which is something that Sony tried to push when the PS5 came out, and that was in receivers, like home theater receivers. I don't think I've even heard of it since because since firmware 8.00, if I'm not mistaken, they basically enabled Dolby Atmos for every single thing that had 3D audio, which is everything on the kit.
I remember that.
I was so happy when they did that because now I can use my Atmos system on this. I don't need my Series X anymore.
Yeah, right? Now you can actually use it. Okay.
Right. Now, when it comes to the graphical differences with the Pro, on a 100-inch 4K projector, even though it's still 60 hertz, can I tell the difference? Well, fuck yeah. When I put in Final Fantasy Rebirth and, it gets updated, guy, the difference is fucking night and day. It's like a whole new game. Stellar Blade is another one.
I want to ask you this. I think I seen photos of, was it Horizon?
I don't know, but I'm telling you right now,
I
photos and videos that you see on YouTube are so
they
compressed that you're
damn,
not
they
seeing the
still
true
don't even do.
difference.
And that's true. That's true though. That's a fact. I will agree with
Right.
you on that.
Now, let's look at the Series X, okay? Now they have a
Okay.
Series X that's 2 terabyte like the Pro is,
Yeah, they
okay?
do. They do.
Doesn't have a fucking disk drive, does it?
Nope. Took it out.
Did the price go up? I'm pretty sure it did.
Hey man, we just following the trend. We just following the trend, man. You know what I mean?
Is there more
I
is
thought
there more graphical power to that Series X though? No. You're
we
getting what? An
following the.
extra fucking
We
it's
gonna give
well,
you a year worth of Xbox Live, baby.
please. I don't even have a PlayStation Plus whatever it is account. Why? Because on console I play single player games.
Me
Just
too.
story
I play a
driven
lot of
games.
single
That's
player.
just what I do, right?
Besides Call of Duty.
At the end of the day, the Pro is for people that are in my shoes that again, not to sound like an asshole, but A can afford it,
Yeah, true.
right?
No, facts, facts.
B have a system that can utilize that extra power. And again, I'm using a 4K projector with a 100-inch screen without
Yeah,
120 hertz.
yeah.
So I'm missing that, right? I'm not getting the
You
full
right.
benefit of the Pro. I get a fancy background, but that's about it in terms of,
Yeah, you get a
right?
super fancy
No,
background.
but in all seriousness, what I did was I had the PS5 Slim disc model, and
Right.
so many people told me, "Oh, you won't be able to do it." So I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna pull the drive from my Slim. I'm gonna put it on the Pro with that disk drive cover, right?
Okay.
And then I'm gonna take that cover, the digital cover in that spot where
Yeah.
the disk drive would be off my Pro, and slap it on my Slim, and then sell my Slim as the digital Slim." Everyone was like, "Oh, you won't be able to switch that plate over." Well, fuck you. I was right in the end, wasn't I? So I did that. I did that, listed my Slim for sale. It sold in like an hour, right?
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
exactly what
Right.
I wanted. So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, um,
Damn.
it was like the difference that I paid was another PS5. But
Okay.
again, I'm happy with it. Silent Hill on it, holy shit, with Dolby Atmos, that
Oh.
game is fucking
Now,
trippy, man.
now I'm glad you mentioned because one thing I want to get from you specifically with Dolby Atmos. I got one other buddy. Shout out my guy Stone. You know I'm gonna dap him up, but he was
Yeah.
another person that I used to go over his house. He was a very big freak. Same way as you are with audio and video setups.
Yeah.
So he had Dolby Atmos. He was very big on watching
You have the
movies,
speaker in the
projectors,
ceiling and all that
speakers,
kind of
yeah,
stuff.
everything, right?
Yeah.
And I never got to sit down and watch a movie that had Dolby Atmos. Can you explain?
Oh,
Is
so you
there a
still
big?
haven't watched a movie in Atmos.
I need to
So
know
here,
how is this different. Now I've been to a movie theater. I will say this: I've been to one of those. I think it's 70 millimeter film movie theaters.
I have not. Yeah.
That shit was Dolby Atmos. I could tell, but I'm looking at a movie theater, right? That's different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, yeah, it should be
So
Dolby Atmos. So explain.
so Atmos is good if it's done right. And this is the problem. So I mean, I've watched, I don't know if you've ever seen the series Planet Earth, right?
Yes,
I
I
think
have.
there's three of them or there's two of them. I
Beautiful,
can't remember.
beautiful.
Yeah, so I've watched, the first one start to finish, the second one start to finish. And I think it was the second one that had Dolby Atmos, and it was okay, right? Hold on one sec. What's up? All right.
Damn.
Dolby Atmos needs to be done right for it to be good. Um, I mean, on the Series X, they pushed Atmos on that. Some games it was amazing. Other games I couldn't even tell I had Atmos on because they didn't
Damn.
prioritize the effect,
Yeah.
right? Where and I'm like as an example, like if I'm playing Silent Hill 2, I'm not playing that game with headphones. I'm playing that game with Atmos. And if I can't play it in Atmos, I'm not playing it. And so it's like I don't know what part of Silent Hill I'm in. I'm in like the apartments or some shit after some other world or whatever they call it.
Okay.
Guy, like I shit you not when I don't know how long my room is. I want to say 11 feet
All right.
where my back speakers are.
Yeah.
And then my side ones are basically where I'm sitting right now. And then I got four in the ceiling and three more at the front with two subwoofers at the front of the room as well.
Yeah. That's what.
Guy, when something is like coming up behind you, when Atmos is done right, it legit sounds like it's walking up behind you and it's terrifying. But it has to be done right, right? And not all games are good for Atmos. Not all movies are good for Atmos. One of the best movies I've heard in Atmos was John Wick 2. And then that last Saw movie, whatever the last Saw movie was, I can't remember what it
Yeah, I
was.
can't remember what it was either.
Yeah. Those were really good. Avatar as well. Avatar 2
Damn.
was really good in Atmos.
I seen Oppenheimer. And Oppenheimer, that
That
was
I haven't seen yet. I
fabulous.
haven't
You know
watched
what I
it,
mean?
but I've heard it was really good, and I heard
Great.
Atmos was really good on it. You find a lot of movies that are CGI based. Atmos is probably the best in those kind of movies. Um,
Mm, okay.
right, because at the end of the day, Atmos is
It's
done by
all,
people
yep,
with
I was about
speakers
to say.
all around them in a mixing room. And they're
Yep.
like literally moving like the points of sounds around a room and like recording it that way, right?
Yeah, so
Um,
make a difference. Yeah.
but again, when it comes to the PS5 Pro and the regular PS5 and Atmos, there's legit no difference. Like it's not that you're
Damn.
not going to see a difference with that.
Now, my man Joe is here. Joe, bring him
Yo,
in.
what's
Joe,
going
what's
on,
going
guys? How
on,
are
man?
you?
I'm good, Joe. Yo, good, man. Can you hear us okay? You good?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, we can hear you now, man. You
Yeah.
clear, man. What's
Can I
up,
ask
man?
Joe a
Yo,
question? Can I ask Joe
yep.
a question?
Please take it. Let's go.
Joe,
Sure.
with
What's up,
all
dude?
the energy drinks, how are you still alive?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Dude,
I
I
had
see.
He
four
right.
in the day.
Yeah,
Oh
he
my
drank a
God,
lot.
God, yo, I see you
I
post
know.
pictures of like huge cases of them, and I'm like, wow, like,
I know. I got a bunch just sitting here. Like I don't even
yeah.
drink them. You
Yo,
know.
I'm
fucking
just,
mail them to me, Nick.
I look. I know you're gonna say they're a bunch of C4, like Mega Man C4s, and like I forgot the other one. You know, it's cases that I got sent that I had to drink one for the ad, and I'm like, this is delicious, and I never drank one again. It's just fucking fresh case. You know
I'm
what I'm
just
saying? If you
joking
want
with you
me.
though.
Hey Joe, how do you feel about? There's been mixed reactions with the PlayStation 5 Pro. How do you feel? I don't know if you have one first. Do you have one? And if not, still, how do you feel about it?
No, I didn't get one because I don't have the money to buy one, and I truthfully wouldn't buy one. I have three PS5s. Two of them are in hackable firmware, and one's for an original firmware only. It looks pretty cool, but my only problem is there's really no games. That's the biggest problem that we're facing with Xbox and Sony. Or the games. I'm sure the system's beautiful and it looks awesome, but if you have no games to play for it, you're kind of in the dark. You know.
So, for the PlayStation 5 Pro and all the power it has, is there any game right now that could show off the power?
Final
Well,
Fantasy Rebirth.
I would say
Okay.
definitely I agree with MGR Final Fantasy and that other game that MGR was talking about in the private chat.
Silent
Me and
Hill.
him. That Rebirth. No, what's that game you were playing? That's like kind of like Devil May Cry mechanics.
Stellar
Forgot.
Blade.
Yeah, Stellar Blade. I want to play that game so
Ah,
bad. That
Yo,
game
it
looks
is
so
so
good.
good. I feel like it's underrated. Like there was a lot of hype around it, but I don't think it was like anywhere near the levels of say Final Fantasy or Silent Hill. I feel like it was pretty underrated. It was pretty good. Um, yeah.
I
and
would
that's
say
the one.
definitely Silent Hill 2 would be great on the PS5 Pro. That game looks awesome on the Steam Deck, and that thing's a toaster compared to the PS5 Pro.
Well, I'll
Now,
tell you some bullshit.
what's that?
So I bought the disc because I will always buy physical games over digital all
Yeah.
day if I can. Um, on the PlayStation Store digital, if you look at Silent Hill 2, it says it's PS5 Pro enhanced. It is not, not
Oh
yet.
shit!
The patch isn't out,
Yeah.
which is bullshit. Like they shouldn't be saying it's PS5 Pro enhanced. Say it
It
is
will.
enhanced,
Yeah.
but the enhanced will be released on X date, right?
Yeah.
Because
Don't just
I
say it's
specifically
advanced.
did not open that game until I got my Pro. And then it's like when you play, I don't know, Nick, if you've seen anything about it
I haven't.
or Joe, but when you put it on graphics mode, it's 30 FPS still, but there's a lot of weird shimmering and
Okay.
flickering,
Damn.
like a lot, right?
So
And
it looks like it's
that's
still in
actually
beta then.
no, it's something that's going on with the ray tracing or some shit, I think, but
Okay.
Yeah.
they need that patch, right?
Yeah.
They need to bring out that patch. They have to.
Like you said, they got
I
to.
put it on performance mode and it still looks phenomenal, regardless. Uh, but yeah,
And
yeah.
I've been hearing about Horizon Zero Dawn, as I show. I've heard people say the remastered one is going. It really makes the PlayStation 5 Pro shine, right? And I did see some videos showing before and after, and like you mentioned, videos still don't show the full clarity, right? Because it does have to be compressed.
Yeah.
But you could see it. You know what I mean? Even in that, you could clearly see it.
Yeah,
So if you could clearly see it there, so
yeah.
I kind of agree with you totally on that. Now, Joe, do
And
you
again,
think it's worth the
sorry.
price tag?
Do I think it's worth the price tag?
Yeah, $700. Is it worth $700? Let's ask both of that. Is it worth it? Now I know. Let's say y'all got the money. Y'all millionaires, billionaires, gazillionaires. I can buy as many as I want. But is it worth $700?
For my position where I was able to sell my PS5 and pull the disk drive from my old one, it was worth it to me.
All right, got it. That's a good position. I
Now,
like that.
GameStop here did a deal. Now, remember, I'm talking Canadian dollars.
Yeah.
GameStop here did a deal where if you trade in a PS5 with a disk drive, whether it be the Slim or the original one, it would be stupid to do it
Okay.
with the Slim, but
Yeah.
they would give you $315 Canadian, which is bullshit. But then they'd bump you up an extra $100 to give you $415,
So you can
essentially
get the
making your Pro
yeah,
upgrade, quote unquote, $630 or something like that.
yeah,
Is
exactly.
that still worth it? Well, no, because if you sell the console privately, you'll get more for it,
More for it, right?
See,
regardless.
how I
Right.
feel about the whole PS5 Pro is you can have the best gaming system in the world, but if you have no games for it, doesn't matter.
So you
You
saying
know,
regardless, it could
everybody
be
there's
regardless
some
if it's 700. You ain't got no
there's some
games.
talk, yeah, there's some talk behind the scenes already, like, oh, we're going to be getting to the PlayStation 6 soon. It's like, son of a bitch, we didn't get any games for the PS5 yet. Why are we going to
Two or
the
3
PS6?
years. 2 or 3 years
Yeah,
if you're following the timeline of the PS4,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, it'd be
Now
yeah,
like
here's
that.
the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. This argument will be beaten to death until the end of time with every single console because
It
let's
will.
face it, any console that comes out in the future, there will be a mid-life refresh cycle, whatever you want to
yeah.
call it, for every
Yeah,
console. Okay?
that's true.
But I have a gaming PC with a Ryzen 7 7700, 32 gigs of RAM, and an RTX 4070,
So
right?
it's ready to go.
He's got a nice, yeah, setup. He sent me some pictures of that. Looks really good.
Right. Okay, but hear me out. Well, why didn't you just buy an RTX 4090? It'll be better.
That's what
Well,
everybody's
because I
saying.
don't care for it. Right. So just
Yeah,
like how people don't care for a 4080 or a 4090 or the upcoming 5080 and 5090,
Yeah, I know,
right?
right?
Okay, you got a PS5 Pro out as well. You have options. You're always going to have a more powerful option in one way or another. And that doesn't
yep,
mean you have to buy it. But don't be
yeah,
mad at the people that can afford it and actually do buy it.
yeah. No,
Yeah,
I agree with you.
I get
If
what y'all
I
saying.
didn't have a system, I would definitely bought the PS5 Pro. But with
Yeah.
having three PS5s, I don't need to buy a fourth one.
No.
Nick's over there. What the fuck you doing with your money, man?
Hey, he said with three of them, I don't need a fourth one. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I feel you. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
got
Yeah,
too many
and
game
it
consoles.
goes to the same thing, right? If you have a 65-inch 4K TV that's older and doesn't support HDR, don't bother buying the Pro,
yeah. You won't
right?
Yeah,
see any graphical
No.
improvements.
Well, you might, but you're
it's
limiting
not gonna be
yourself
worth
more
it.
and more to the features that have been made available to you.
Yeah, that's kind of
It's
like
like what
the bottleneck situation, right? Wouldn't that be a bottleneck?
well,
So,
not really. You're not going to
Yeah,
slow anything down. You're just not going to
yeah,
see things
yeah.
that
You're not gonna
you
be
were
able to
meant
see
to
it.
be.
You can't utilize it.
Yeah,
You can't
yeah,
utilize
right.
it. It's just not
It's like
usable.
again, it's again. I've had people tell me, "Oh, why the fuck would you buy a Pro? Your projector doesn't support 120 hertz." Well, because everything else I have it supports,
Does, yeah. And you know what? I,
right?
I remember I bought my Series X and it didn't support everything. And I purchased my TV around that, the next time around. But my TV was already old. So my TV
Yeah.
was years old. You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, now it's about time. You know what I mean? Now I want to support everything. I got the most powerful console out right now. So I went through, and that's what I kind of do. I kind of go through like, okay, periods of upgrades, right? Okay,
Yeah.
upgrading the PC now. Let me do the
okay, I
PC,
want to show you
chill
something
out
right
for a bit,
there.
and then move on.
Right there, there's the Series X right next to a bottle of hot sauce. Don't ask me how that got over there. But that's where
Ah,
we're
yeah, he
checking
just
the
like,
jailbreak out because it's already on the dashboard and all that other stuff.
yeah. And I ain't gonna lie, the hot sauce right there, I already know I get that. I be doing it too. You be like, bop, 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 put a little on there, boop, it's right there, easy to grab. You know what I'm saying? Hop, bop, bop, bop. I can still grab my mouse, you know what I'm saying? Eat my
Yep.
burrito, baby. You know what I'm saying? So other than that, anybody got anything to say with PS5 Pro? I'm gonna go through these others really fast.
I missed some of the show, Nick. I have a question. Did you talk about
Go
the
ahead.
unlock switch at all or no?
No, I didn't speak of
Oh,
unlock
what's going
switch.
on with them? Are they finally coming out, or are they just fucking stopping?
Yo, did I speak on that? Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna keep it a buck, man. I ain't even gonna lie. I like to keep it 100%, man.
Nick doesn't need to get sued.
Yeah, you already know, dog. Nah, but from my understanding, it's the same scenario.
Ugh.
We waiting.
Yeah.
We waiting. That's it. That's all I'm gonna put it on. We waiting. And there has been developments behind the scenes. But those developments ain't enough for me to come out here and to be like, yo,
True.
developments. It ain't. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if it you could show me a picture, that motherfucker working beautifully. I don't you could show me a video. You could show people on the street testing it. I'm still not gonna believe that shit. Ain't nobody
With
care.
the
Yo,
white gloves on.
Okay.
have you seen these videos of the fucking it's gotta be a MiG, but they put like an R4 sticker on it?
Oh, I seen those in the private mix switch groups in the France groups. I see people putting R4 stickers on there and also other weird ass stickers.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm telling you, it's a net. And this is what I was talking about before. These are people who ruin it for the nice. All we trying to do is be low key, man. You know what I mean? We just want to low key. I want a couple hard drives loaded up with a couple things. You know what I'm saying? That I can do what I need to do when I need to do it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe,
Yeah.
hey, I'm out of town right now. My brother got to talking stuff. Man, remember I used to whoop you up with Ken? You used to pick Guile, and I used to whoop you up on Street Fighter. We don't have to talk about it no more. Get the controller. You know what I mean? We ain't got to talk that shit back and forth. I whoop your ass now. You know what I mean? Forget back
Oh,
then. And that's what I love about it. But yeah, I
Nick,
can't
what
say
they're
too much.
saying is with the Switch 2, that's going to be backwards compatible. I bet you
I heard
the
that
Mix
too.
Switch will work in the Switch 2. Then the people are going to update the firmware, dump the keys, and we're going to be using our Mix Switch V1 and V2 to play the Switch 2 games. I guarantee it will happen.
Yo,
I
one thing
think if anything it'll work with regular Switch games,
I was gonna
I
say,
think
not
it'll
it
work
Switch.
with
work
the
it work
Switch
with
2
regular Switch
games.
games.
Supposedly, the underground information is the Switch 2 games on their storefront or whatever, they're going to be .nsp. I guarantee Switch 2 games are going to be .xci. I guarantee it.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest, Joe.
Who knows?
They would be dumb as fuck. They would be dumb as shit to not adjust anything there. They would be
Dude,
so stupid.
do you really
They,
think they're not gonna they haven't bought those cards and they're gonna make sure they
and that's what I
can
mean. You
They're
do
still
certain
waiting for
things
their
to adjust
pre-order.
it to
I'm
make
waiting
sure.
for mine still.
get it on AliExpress?
Hey, he keeps
Yeah, I'm
saying,
just
It's
go.
been
kidding.
on it's dude, it's been on AliExpress forever.
Yeah, no, I already
Yeah.
have a V1 and a V2. And if anybody out there is listening to the podcast, if you're looking to buy a cheap MIG switch, go on the Facebook Marketplace. People are buying them and they're giving up on the dumpers, and you can find them pretty cheap. Go in certain Facebook groups. We got you covered with them keys. That's all I'm saying.
Joe still be saying we got you covered. Hey, Joe, watch out for Nintendo, man. They coming. They coming, man. They got every game guru, man. He got 1.57. I ain't gonna lie. He was stupid though, bro. My man was dumb. We said that.
I
This
missed
dude.
half of that too. I'm sorry. I got really busy at work. What happened when you
Oh,
missed that thing?
so man, I know you probably ain't heard, man. Dude got sued. They suing a streamer. He was playing the games. He was live streaming all the pirated content, man. He was playing
Oh
all
wow,
the
that's crazy.
since back in 2022. He was doing
Yeah,
it
so they're
live as
building a case. They were watching.
yeah, he was doing it as soon as October 12th. I pulled up a website. He was October 12th. He was streaming. He was streaming.
Wow.
He had Super Mario Jamboree. He had Mario and Luigi brother shit. He was going. Hey, he with the times. He was doing
Maybe
it for
he's one of the
years, man.
leakers.
Nah, I think you know
Nah.
what. I think he was just one because a leaker would be smarter, Joe. I think this dude
Yeah.
is just dumb, man. I never seen stupidity on this level. Like, I got right now. Yeah, I got to file. Let me put in a brand new game that's unreleased yet and stream it to go, hey y'all, yeah, so and so. And when they come after me, there's no excuse I have. Like, you
Yeah.
literally cannot make
Well,
up an excuse for it.
you've seen stuff just as stupid as this. Not too long ago.
Yeah, you're right.
Anyways, as for the question of it, is it underwhelming? In some ways, yes. In ways that I'm seeing it, no. It's not. You got to remember when the PS4 Pro came out. That's when 4K TV started coming out,
Yeah,
like to more mainstream, right?
you're
And
right.
so you had people turning that PS4 Pro on for the first time and it switching to 4K and going, "Holy shit!"
Dude, I
Even just
remember
the
that. Yeah.
right.
Ooh. smooth. I ain't gonna lie.
right?
That fucking
Now,
Pro
let's
Pro.
just say that because the PS5 can do 8K as well. I don't know how well, but it can do 8K as well. Digital Foundry did a thing on it. Now,
Yeah, that's
if
what I heard
8K
too.
now if 8K was becoming mainstream right now, and I had like an 8K projector here or some shit,
It be
oh
on and
fucking
popping.
right, everybody would be like, holy shit,
Yeah, I say
right?
it's on and popping, baby.
Right. So it's underwhelming in a sense, yes, but you are getting more power.
Yeah.
Now, again, I've seen it with my own eyes on Final Fantasy, Silent Hill, and what's the other game I tried on it? Oh, I can't remember, but either way,
Oh,
um,
beautiful. Damn.
it does, it really does, and there's something to be said about that, and you're not seeing it in videos on YouTube. You just aren't,
Oh, you'll
right?
never be able to see it because you need to have all that hardware and also
It's
the delay in internet speed.
it's not even that, man. It's when you're talking about such fine detail in everything. Nick, I'm gonna send you a screenshot on Messenger off of mine, and you tell me if it looks good. But
Oh,
either way,
okay.
right?
Yeah, I see what you mean. It's gonna look like straight normal ass.
No, 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 because this is coming directly off the Pro. So if I send
Oh,
you a
okay, you gonna
screenshot,
pull it
I don't know,
directly
you
off the
might be
pro.
able to tell. But
Let's see.
regardless, right? It's when you have such fine detail, and then you're uploading that in a video in YouTube,
And they gotta
you're
compress
losing
it
that
down.
detail.
Yeah, they gotta
So
compress
there's
it
no
down.
point in doing that weird screen wipe from like PS5, PS5 Pro, and then you
No,
do that
and I
line
can agree
across the
with the
screen.
compressions. Most platforms, a lot of people don't know. When I go back and do edits and cuts, a lot of
Yeah,
times I don't save the original video directly to my computer because all the platforms have it. Right, I can go back and grab it. YouTube, look at the size of a YouTube video when you download it.
yeah.
It is so small, bro. It is like, but if I go to Twitch and download it, I could have a 7 GB download on Twitch, and on YouTube I can have maybe 700 to 1.5 gigabytes. It's a vast difference of quality. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And also, when I do cuts and I actually look at it, I can see the quality drop off. Because now I'm
Yeah.
looking at the Twitch version and I'm looking at the YouTube version. And if I normally just looked at the YouTube version, I'd be like, okay. But when I actually look at them both together, it's night and fucking day. Twitch
And that's
version
for
is
their own
crazy.
bandwidth and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
sent you that screenshot. If like whenever you get a chance, you don't have to do it right now, but
Let me pull
if you zoom in to the eye on whatever that character's name is, Red 13, I think, you'll see the detail that I'm talking about. You ain't getting that on the regular PS5. Like, it's a
it. All
big
right.
difference.
Let me pull it up.
The question is, are you
Ah, I
willing to
see what you
spend the
mean.
difference? Right?
Damn, that's detail, bro.
I'm telling you.
And see,
But
I know
again,
it ain't gonna be able to come across on a picture. You know what I mean?
no, no, you definitely can't tell. But like,
Yeah,
well, maybe a little bit. But
a
either
little
way,
bit.
right? Like, it's there's something to be said about it. You have to see it in person, right?
Yeah,
It's not a simple matter of just look at it on a stream and whatever. It's not.
yeah. I remember my first time seeing 144 hertz for the first time. It changed what I start doing with my computer and PC from that day forward.
Yeah.
I was like,
I saw it.
damn, Doom looks like this. I didn't know Doom looked like this. I'm seeing fucking
Yeah.
particles shoot out like. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Why doesn't
I
my
saw it.
Doom shoot
I saw
particles?
it for the first time like 6 months ago, but I hated that monitor and I sold it and I went with the 4K one.
See, yeah.
Right?
All right. So, but I've seen it and I was like, yo, when you start seeing that shit, it's like, man, I knew I was missing out. At that point,
Yeah.
I was like, yo, damn, I'm missing out. So now I started getting my upgrade. That's when I start gaming on PC, right? That's when I started gaming. I changed a little shit up. All right. I was like, all right, that console might not be it. Because I see him playing. I played Doom on the Switch. So imagine playing that shit on the Switch and seeing somebody with a fucking 144 hertz monitor banging that shit out on a fucking top notch PC. Man, that shit was
Yeah.
night and day. I said, man, I'm not doing this to myself no more. So certain games, he right. Now, Joe, any last word on PlayStation 5 Pro before I move on, man?
I think it's a good system. If you have the money to buy it, definitely buy it. And if you don't have one, I would definitely jump to the Pro model. That's what I would do.
No, well said.
I
That's
would
what I do
say
too.
get the equipment first and then consider buying it.
Yeah. There
That's
you.
too very important. Yeah,
I like that
forgot
because if
about
you
that.
ain't
Yep.
got yeah, because if you ain't got the equipment, you right. What are you gonna buy it for when you're not gonna be able to see? Well, we'll see. All right, man. I'm gonna move on to the next topic. Like I said, if y'all there, I can go ahead and bring y'all in later. Last one. These two I'm gonna run through real quick. They ain't gonna be long. Last one is choose your fate. You know what I mean? Thanksgiving foods. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of hungry too, so I gotta run through. I want to get to this food so I can.
I didn't even eat dinner yet. That's like 9:30.
Hey, and I ain't eat dinner yet, so that's why I'm trying to hurry up and get through this shit. All right, we gotta run through it. All right, so definitely my
I'm out for
dog.
the night. Have a good night.
Definitely
Oh,
my dog.
nice talking,
Big salute.
MGR.
Yeah, man.
Big salute, man. All right, Joe. Like I said, I'd be on the sign. He come in later, man. We do it. You
Yeah.
feel me? I'm running through these too fast as hell. All right.